too. Doing this for a couple hours, get a little punchy. So, topic 2.2. What we're trying to do, is give missing addends and state the operation used, which is fancy talk for give the missing number and state what are you doing. You're going to need a lot of stuff. We're going to work together because we're going to do a little art, a little math. So you're going to need your notes. You're going to need a marker, scissors, glue, and a piece of paper. Any color will do. I'm going to use this blue piece of paper. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change this 9 by 11 into a square. So how we do that is we're going to fold one corner directly across so it lines up as such. And we're going to fold it straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut off this excess. So I take my scissors. And now I have this triangle, which when you open is a square with a nice thing. Yay! So since I fold it one direction, my next step is to fold it directly the opposite direction and do a nice sharp crease. Doesn't have to be perfect. And now we have 4 triangles basically. So now we're going to put it down on the table. And what we're going to do is we're going to take each of their triangles, corners, and we're going to go straight to the middle. 1, fold it, 2, turn it, 3, turn it, 4. We have this fancy dancy thing. We're only going to be writing on 3 of our triangles today, and we're going to save the last one for a couple days from now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this information and we're going to put it on here in a usable form. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move out of the way and have my husband film this for just a second, so when you need to, you can go back and pause it, and then I'm going to show you how to fill it in. So I'm going to move out of the way, and you pause it just so you can read it and come back to it. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I want it on here. So on our first square right here, our first little triangle, we're going to take our fancy dancy pen and we're going to write cumulative, write this, right across both triangles. Are you getting this? And see how there's a natural crease? We're going to put a plus sign on one side and the multiplication symbol on the other side. Remember, we use a dot, not an X. Cumulative. The addition and the multiplication side. Then we're going to open it up. And on here, we're going to put the math examples so that you'll know what it is. So down here, I'm going to add, I'm going to do the addition one. A plus B equals B plus A. So, A plus B equals B plus A. An example of that would be 5 plus 3 equals 3 plus 5. 5 plus 3 equals 8 and 3 plus 5 equals 8. Their location changed, but they're answered in it. And on this side, we're going to do the multiplication one. A times B is equal to B times A. 5 times 3 is equal to 3 times 5. 5 times 3 is 15, and 3 times 5 is 15. You got that? That's cumulative. And how we remember that is that the root word for cumulative is commute. Commute means to go from one place to another. You commute to school. Most of you drive to school. You commute from your house to school and from school to your house. You're changing your location, but not your person. It's not like you were Kyle in the car, drove to school, and you turned into Joe. No, the numbers don't change, just their location. The child doesn't change, just the location. So 5 plus 3, 3 plus 5. The numbers are the same, just their location changed. They commuted. Same with multiplication. The numbers don't change, just their location. They commuted to a new place. Okay, so now we're going to flip over our foldable to the next one. And across here, we're going to write associative. Straight across the whole thing. Associative. Again, we're going to put a plus sign on one side and the multiplication symbol on the other. And again, we're going to open it up. And we're going to put our information from the board on here. So in associative, we have parentheses, A plus B plus C is equal to A plus parentheses, B plus C. And in math, that would be like saying 2 plus 3, parentheses, plus 4 is equal to 2 plus, parentheses, 3 plus 4. Well, 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 4 is 9. 3 plus 4 is 7, and 7 plus 2 is 9. The answer is the same, just their association is different. So now let's do the same thing with our multiplication. Parentheses, A times B times C is equal to A times parentheses B times C. Or 2 times 3 times 4 is equal to 2 times parentheses 3 times 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. The answer is the same. Their association is different. So how we remember that is that the root word of associative is associate. Who do you hang out with? In this little math problem, A and B are hanging out, and poor C is on the outskirts. But then the next day, B plus C is hanging out, and A is on the outskirts. They did not change location. They did not commute. It's still A, B, C. A, B, C. Just who they're hanging out with changed. 2 plus 3 plus 4. 2 plus 3 plus 4. But here, 2 plus 3 are hanging out, and over here, 3 plus 4 is hanging out. It's sort of like one day we have Jada and Bethany and Annika, and Jada and Bethany are hanging out, and Annika, so sad, is on the side. And the next day we have Jada on the side, and Bethany and Annika are hanging out. Who they're associating with. They didn't change locations, they just changed who they were hanging out with. So the last one we're going to do today is the identity property. I remember when I lost my identity. Never mind. Okay, identity. I-D-E-N-T-I-T-Y. Again, we have our plus on one side and our multiplication on the other. We're going to open it up. And our example for math is A plus 0 equals A. Or 5 plus 0 equals 5. It stayed itself. A times 1 equals A. Or 5 times 1 equals 5. It stayed itself. So in the identity property, it stands for ID. Who are you? Like on your driver's license. Who are you? Well, you don't have a driver's license, but on whatever cards you guys carry, who are you? So the 5 does not change either times. Even though they added to something and multiplied by something, they stayed who they were. That's their identity property. You should have one more left over. We're going to leave that blank for a couple days, but now what you need to do is you need to put glue on the back of this and glue it into your notes. And we're going to use it now to answer these questions down here. We want to figure out which property we used here. 6 plus 5, 5 plus 6. Did my numbers change? Did their location change? Did who they hang out with change? What changed? Well, 6 plus 5, 5 plus 6, the numbers are the same, but their location is different. So that's our commutative property. Let's look at this next one. Parentheses, 8 times 2 times 3 equals 8 times parentheses 2 times 3. So 8, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3. Their location stayed the same, but who they're hanging out with changed. That's our associative property. Now over here we have 2 question marks. They want to know what the missing number is, or what the missing addend is. Remember, addend just means addition number? So 6 plus what equals 6? Well, 6 plus 0 equals 6. And which property is that when the number, when you add it to something, doesn't change? It's identity property. Its ID is on the back of its shirt. Now let's look at this next one. 8 plus 3 equals plus 8. 8 plus 3 equals something plus 8. So did the numbers stay in the same place? No, they didn't. So this is going to be a 3. 8 plus 3 is the same thing as 3 plus 8. And what is that called when they switch location? That's called the commutative property. Okay, that's it.